everybody for coming. We're going to have a presentation, and then we're going to let Mr. Dillon bring the meeting to order. And then, if you have anything to say, do not yell out while people are talking. Respect the other person. If you do yell out, you will be escorted out. Thank you.
He can't even hear.
Now call the meeting order for tonight. And this will be our meeting of the regular meeting.
Can't even hear him.
I second. All in favor? All opposed? Passes. Okay, let's see. Looking at a consideration of the final subdivision plat for property located on Old Road. Okay, Mr. Northcutt's property.
He keeps looking around weird. Keep an eye on him.
All right, what we have here is the Northcutt final subdivision plan for the purpose of creating one proposed new lot from property larger than 5 acres located on Old Well Road. The proposed new lot will consist of 1.34 acres, 2 existing residential structures, and 2 existing accessory structures. The proposed new lot would require a 15-foot side setback variance and a field line easement from the adjoining northern property. The proposed new lots are served by an existing 6-inch water line and would comply with the requirements of the subdivision regulations. This plat is located outside of the city limits, but within the jurisdiction of the Morrison Regional Planning Commission. And one of the reasons that it's here in front of us is because they're creating a new boundary line with an existing fence, or they're proposing to, and the building is right up against that fence. And so if you feel like that is something that would be okay, they would request that 15-foot side setback variance. Mr. Moore is here to represent Mr. Northcutt in case you have any questions.
I don't think many split up between families, right?
It is, yes. Mr. Northcutt would like to split it up amongst his 2 kids. The fence is already there, so they'd like to use that. As far as the mobile home, as far as the septic system and that shed that goes along with it, you know, as it is Mr. Northcutt's intent, once he passes, that the mobile home will go away as well as the shed. So that would be an issue, but that's not today. So.
I don't have a problem leaving the fence where it is, y'all.
I don't have a problem.
Yeah, just, make a motion to leave the fence where it is.
I'll second it.
Oh, you follow that, Maker? Okay.
Is this a joke?
Okay, any opposed?
Hang on just a second. So we have a motion
Motion
made by you to approve the Old Well Road, Northcutt
That's not what he said.
subdivision, 15-foot side setback variance with, pending all required signatures. And a second,
What about car hire?
outside the city limits.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and then Archie seconded.
Yeah.
Okay, if you'd like, I'll call the roll, okay? All right, so vote of yes or I will approve the motion, vote of no or nay, will negate the motion. Archie Driver?
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Eric Walker?
Aye.
William Dillard?
Yeah.
Joe Heflin?
Yes.
Mr. Chair, motion passes with a vote of all ayes.
What about the McLaren review?
No action necessary on this. This was just one that was submitted to us since the last time we met. It has been granted administrative approval. It was included in your agenda packet for review, Diane McLaren Division, subdividing 5.68 acres into 2 proposed new lots on Manchester Highway. Lot 1, 4.35 acres in existing residential structure. Lot 2 is 1.33 acres in existing residential structure, served by a 12-inch water line, 8-inch sewer line, and complies with all of our regulations. No action necessary.
Oh, if he leaves, can we bring one more person in?
Consideration of request for rezone property located on West Month Street. Further described as map 101 or 022 lot 0 from A1 to 11. You got plan LLC is what we put.
Yes, sir. So we have a submitted rezoning application for Plan LLC to rezone the property located on West Memphis Street, described as map 101, parcel 22 from A1 agriculture, I1 industrial. Purpose of
a big chunk.
this rezoning request is to establish a manufacturing operation, and I believe the folks from Plan LLC are here tonight to explain why they would like to have this property rezoned.
What's the problem? Oh. It doesn't say anything.
Please state your name and record, sir.
My name is David Graham, and I'm with McNeilus Steel. I'd like to thank the Planning Commission for taking a minute to hear what we're about. Plan LLC is a trust owned by the owner of McNeilus Steel. McNeilus Steel is a metal service center. We are headquartered in Dodge Center, Minnesota. We got a brief presentation I'll give you here so you can make audio visual, or you may come up and show.
He's telling her. But you're sure. They can't say anything to you. It doesn't. Exactly. It doesn't. This is hilarious. Don't get up if he tells you to leave. Okay. Here we go again. Got to watch this for the 5th time.
Just go to slides with it. I'm going to center that up a little bit.
Here we go. Lights out again.
Okay, so McNeilus Steel, celebrating our 75th year in existence. We are a family-owned steel service center. We are not the primarily manufacturing facility. What we do is distribute steel. We buy steel from mills, break it into smaller quantities and deliver to manufacturers, fabricators, contractors, folks that are building something. Next slide, Jeff.
But they're friendly. It's okay.
Hit the button down there at the bottom, Jeff. Bear with it.
That's what the F is for. Your shirt. Friendly.
We started business in 1948. We've been in our current town, our headquarters have been in the current city since 1970, and our current physical location since '78. We've expanded four times geographically since then. Fargo, North Dakota, Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and Morrison, Tennessee. Okay, Jeff. One more. One more. Yep. So you can see our locations. The pin in the dot is Morrison, Tennessee. We're hoping to be able to expand what we do in this community. Next slide, please. Overall, we have about 750 employees. The largest bulk of those folks reside in Dodge Center, Minnesota. Our core business doesn't take this many folks. We've had 2 acquisitions in the last 10 years of existing businesses that were flagging, if you will. which has brought us about 150 additional employees. But that center, primarily metal distribution. Next slide. You can see, this is what the inside of our buildings look like. Those are sheets and plates. There's a machine that will take coils of steel, 40,000, 60,000 pound coils, level them into sheet and plate, and that can go into a car, it can go
And it was
into a
disgusting,
location
and there was a lot
vehicle.
of scrap all over the place, like
Lots of
everybody would get
agricultural
flat tires
applications.
all the time, because the steel would be like.
Next slide, please. Bars, angles, channels, tubes, long product, again, another shot of the inside of our facility there. Just displaying a different kind of material that we'll bring in, repackage, and send to a customer on a daily basis. Next slide, please. Fargo, North Dakota, we expanded in 1997. We have 165 employees there. That's about 26 years ago. 2 facilities. We do the exact same thing in Fargo as we do the data center in Fond du Lac and what we hope to do here. Next slide, please. As you can see, the inside of the buildings, you can keep clicking through this, see we've done it. Looks very similar. Electric cranes to move material around. It's an extremely safe, clean, polluting, I don't know the right way to word that, type of business. Fond du Lac,
That's right,
exact
kids.
same thing. We've been there since 2009. We put through a couple of pictures there. Go ahead. Yeah. Outside of the building, inside of the building. These are the coils I discussed and looked at the machine that we'd like to put in Morrison. Those coils are a lot. Channel iron. Next slide, please. Morrison, Tennessee. We expanded here in 2019. We moved to that facility, purpose-driven for a customer who had expanded their business into Eastern Tennessee and asked us as a partner to come and continue the work that we're doing for them up north. And that's what we did. We do a little different work there. We do mostly fabrications with lasers and other pieces of equipment. We'll go ahead and pass through there. This is a copy of the site plan prepared for us by MBI. There's also a hard copy here. You can see the northwest side of the property is where rail cars would enter. That very dark line is where rail cars would enter our property. I want to make a point of saying that at no point anybody's property be encroached upon. There is either side of the rail that the railroad owns. That rail line will not leave railroad property until it is on our property. None of the boundaries will be affected in any way whatsoever. Cars will enter from the northwest and they'll exit on the southeast. At no point will we be running rail cars into the city. They will not go, into the downtown. We will bring them from the southeast, bring them in the northwest side of the building, and then back out the southeast. There is, you want to go back one shot, keep that back, but I just want to make one quick point. If you look at the bottom right-hand portion of the lot, that's wetlands there. There's a spring. We won't be able to ever build on that. So there's a stand of trees and a pond that are just going to stay there. To give you an idea, that particular portion of the lot is not built. Next one. This is what we hope our facility will look like. Setback close to the rail. Office is detached with parking on the right there, and our distribution warehouse on the left.
Riveting.
That's the end of the presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions anyone might have.
Who has questions? Who said that?
Anybody got any questions? The board. Anybody on the board have any questions? I don't have any. One thing I got, what about noise?
Noise?
I seen how you had some channel on and angle on and stuff. Are you gonna break your car or just
half of what we do, we try to add some value to. So we will do some cutting, particularly on the coil line. Noise protection is recommended, OSHA level recommend ear protection if you're within about 20 feet of the machine.
In other words, do you use, I mean, do you have brakes?
We do have brakes, but brakes don't make a
Are
lot
they,
of
are they
noise.
hydraulic or?
Hydraulic or electric, yeah. We do not sand, we do not punch, we do not,
You know, I used to work at the air conditioning plant.
Okay.
30 years,
yep,
and they had the big presses, now they're noisy. But a hydraulic press, they don't make any noise.
So, when you say press, I will,
I gotta zoom in on this.
try and define what we have. We would use what would be considered a brake press, not a stamping press. So, we would take one piece of flat material and put a 90-degree bend in, hydraulically with different types of tooling. There is no impact involved whatsoever in that operation.
Okay. That was my comment.
Good.
The regular pressure, they don't make any noise. I mean,
No, well, no, they don't.
not compared to the stamping press.
No, you can, from our, I've been doing this 26 years, and you step outside one of our buildings, you can't hear anything,
Okay.
any of our buildings.
I think you brought that up before, but I just want to make sure that's
I
clear.
appreciate the question, sir.
The people that didn't know, I mean, we've already questioned about the, air pollution,
Yeah.
water pollution.
So,
Not gonna be any of that.
no, we do not melt, smelt, we don't do anything to create, smoke.
Why is that guy staring at me?
We do not use any chemicals in what we do. Most of our cutting fluid, if we are running a saw, is vegetable based. We are not a heavy water user. Our only water use is what I would consider domestic water for restrooms and washing your hands. We are a very environmentally friendly business. Energy is a huge, and it's not 100% altruistic. Energy is a huge cost in what we do, and the less energy we can expend, which means the less pollution we can put into things, the better off we are. We're not a recycler, we are not a scrapyard, we are not crushing cars.
Let's use Jesus' name. Something you want.
Yeah, just go for me, Joe. Mr. Graham, so your northeastern border borders a residential structure, residential lot.
Yes.
According to our zoning ordinance, you will be required to screen that if it is rezoned.
Yes, sir.
So what are your plans for screening for that property line?
Joe Ledford is our lead engineer with Michael Brady Incorporated. We've also got Guy Webb with Willing Construction who will be building the building, he will be our project manager.
Typically, what we would do is stagger trees along the buffer line so that you get full growth and you basically screen the plant from the residentials.
Those would need to be evergreen as well.
Yes.
Okay.
These are trees you're gonna plant?
Yes, sir.
How big are they when you're gonna plant them?
Joe.
He has dementia, doesn't he?
And one final question, Mr. Graham.
This is hard.
What are your proposed hours of operation, for this, due to the fact that it's close, it borders two residential properties, hours of operation could be a concern, or hours of operation.
Typically 2 10-hour shifts. So that would be early morning to around midnight.
Can you be a little more specific?
We do not have hours set at this point. It's typically 6 a.m. Our trucks will be leaving before that. We would have trucks that would leave perhaps as early as 4:30. And the last shift would go from 4 to 12.
So
You can
should
sit
have trucks going in there from 4:30 A.
Not entering the property, exiting the property. Our receiving hours would be a solid 7 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. We do not operate on Saturdays whatsoever. Those would be strict hours. and we do not do anything on the weekend. The rail will be the same, that'll be a daylight operation.
You know, that might be something, again, cause for concern with those residential
People are
properties.
sitting
right
here
there.
right now.
Trucks running that,
Are they different than the ones in November?
that's all I got.
Okay.
I guess, who got to speak?
So, Mr. Chair, so Joe, we've had 4 citizens reach out and ask to address the board before the vote. And so if you would allow me, I'll be happy to mediate for you if you like. Okay, so,
Yes, sound.
Mr. Graham, I think we're done with him at this point, correct?
Thank you very much.
Okay. So, I had 4 individuals reach out to me to ask to speak to the planning commission before the vote was cast. And so if you could, I'm just gonna call your name, if you would just raise your hand, let me know that you're here. Stacy Lee, Jennifer Burks, Luann Laxon, and Patrick Robinson. All right, so, what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you guys each 3 minutes to speak. We ask that you be respectful, we ask that you stay on topic. I will start your time when you start speaking. And, when I put one finger up in the air, that means you got 1 minute, so we ask that you please begin to wrap it up. So, like I asked, just please stay on topic and please be respectful. I will go in the order of which I was asked to be put on the agenda. So, Ms. Lee, you are up first.
Sir, can I interrupt for a second? There's a lot of other people that sent a certified letter in that request to speak. So I'm not sure it got sent to the city. So there's several people that are supposed to be on the list to speak.
Well, sir, I didn't receive that list. This is not a public hearing, this is a public meeting. So the 4 people that called me and asked to put on the agenda, that's what I received. And that's all I can do at this point. If the city, I'm looking at Rhonda, so you didn't receive anything like that? All right, Ms. Lee, the floor is yours.
Thank you. My name is Stacy Lee. I represent Truth HQ. We are a private ministerial readiness association, and we also do investigative journalism. And you think, well, why would a ministerial association be doing investigative journalism? Well, when we started speaking to people at the town meetings and reading a Bible verse before we spoke and getting a lot of pushback, we decided to start doing some FOIA requests and figure out what exactly was going on with our government officials. So my Bible verse today is 2 Chronicles 7:14, and it says, "If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sin, and I will heal their land." So on your ordinances for Morrison, for Title 14, it states that the Planning Commission consists of the mayor and 1 alderman and 3 appointments, according to TCA 13-4-101. And when I asked about that at the last regular meeting, I was told by the mayor that she's not on the Planning Commission meeting, but I do see you here today, Mayor, so hello. It's just interesting that I was told that you're not on it and now you're here, so I guess it's changed since November. Because I did do a FOIA request for the November meeting, and I was actually told that no public notice was made. So that actual meeting in November of the Planning Commission was in violation of Tennessee Open Meetings Act, which is TCA 8-44-101. And because that meeting was in violation of TOMA, which is Tennessee Open Meetings Act, everything that was done there was void, and that's why we had to start this whole process over again. Is there a particular reason why? Okay. So yeah, the members were different. According to the members on November 15th, it said, Joe Hefner, you are a former alderman, but no longer, correct? Oh, you don't have to answer me. And then Archie Driver, Roger Smith, Eric Walker, and William Diller. So anyways, I saw your finger. But so the city recorder was not able to produce any records. And when I did my FOIA request, you only have 7 days to submit that, and it was not submitted in time, so I had to contact the Office of Open Records Counsel to get my records. So when a citizen files a FOIA request, it's kind of important that that citizen is given the information within the time frame. And I also noticed that you guys were having some website glitches, and for a little while, the ordinances weren't even on the website, and then I was told by MTAS that you had not paid your subscription. So it's really important that people can see your ordinances because they can't follow your ordinances if they're not posted somewhere. So as of today, they're posted, so I appreciate that the citizens can see the ordinances. Now, you've never heard me speak about whether I'm against the steel plant or not, have you? Sir, go ahead. Oh, I thought you had a question. You guys really can't wait for me to be done. It's so obvious. Thank you. God bless you.
Jennifer Burks.
Before I start, can I ask how much time I have?
3 minutes. Okay. That's your preference.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Burks. I live at 810 West Maple Street. My family and I live directly across the street. We're the ones, if you drive by and you see the arrow out front, we are literally just feet away. I could throw a rock and hit a building that was over there. Not that I would do that, that's not what I'm saying, but I mean that will be that close to us. Regarding the trees and things like that, you could build a forest around there, a little tiny forest, and it would not prevent the lights that are going to shine through my baby's windows at night. I am a mother. I'm married and have 2 children at home with autism. We moved out here because this was a beautiful place and we knew it as community when we made friends. And honest to goodness, I can say that it's been making me sick to travel down through here. I'm so saddened by some of the things that have been done. And I'm trying to pray for forgiveness, for my own forgiveness and that of others. But I'm here to speak about this property and where it is and where it's located. You're a family business, right? We are a family. The person behind us is a family. Mr. Whitaker, who lives right beside the property, he has family. The people who live on the other side of the railroad tracks that are there so close, they're people, they're family, we're residents. The people who live next to us have a little tiny baby. Now I know that you were talking about pollution and things like that, things of that nature. I looked up a few different things and also worked with my daughter, and I'm going to try to go through this fast, because I know these are also her words. She doesn't believe that she has a voice, that she gets to say anything. This is her future property. Our plan was for us to be able to have this for them once ever we're long gone, because we don't know, unlike most parents, they know where their kids stand. We don't, and so we will have that for them. But if this gets built, we're probably going to move, because who wants to live next to that? I want to ask you this question. 1,500 feet away from your property, would you want to live next to that? Would you want to purchase a home that was next to that? And just as much as I can say for my daughter, these are her words, I feel that I don't have a voice. I feel like I don't have a say, yet it matters to me what's happening. It should be the case that I can go outside as a kid with my dog and not have to look at a gigantic building covering my view. As I sit and swing on my swing, I shouldn't have to breathe in the polluted air emitted by diesel trucks. I should be able to sleep peacefully at night without loud banging noises from the big truck engines and machines. Y'all are talking about the inside. Think about all that we're going to hear 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning, whenever, I don't care if you're taking in or out, that's shining light into our windows. And as she said, do you know that humans get their most deepest form of sleep, which is REM, rapid eye movement, during that time? Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. I ask that you allow Ms. Cecilia Ward to speak for me. She's a representative. Will you please give her about 3 minutes?
Ward?
I have no problem with that.
Sounds great. Your name for the record, please.
Thank you.
Cecilia Ward. Good evening, Commissioners. Cecilia Ward, I'm the president of Jason Consulting and Urban Planning Firm. I've provided the CV and the record previously. I have 30 years' experience as a member of the American Institute of Certified Planning. It gives me the right to practice planning in every state in the U.S. 40 years planning experience both in the public and private sector. I've drafted numerous zoning regulations, both rural and urban areas. I've been an expert planning witness in numerous public hearings and in litigation regarding cases such as rezoning zonings. I'm also recently invested in Morrison, Warren County community, attracted to the area due to its rural character. In November 2022, I contacted the town and the county to inquire about the industrial development potential in the area. I was informed about the Mountain View Industrial Park, and that that's the area where industrial is going to go, as desired. And at no time, as recent as November 2022, is this site ever identified as a